Yeah, baby.
She's so rotten, she wants migrants picking cotton. We present to you Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, who made this shocking argument why America needs immigrants. Roll it, Alfred.
So I had to go around the country and educate people about what immigrants do for this country, or the fact that we are a country of immigrants.
Right.
The fact is, ain't none of y'all trying to go and farm right now. Okay, so I'm lying. Raise your hands.
Just when the wheels fall off.
You're not.
When Jasmine Crockett stepped into the spotlight, she carried herself with unmistakable confidence, ready to show everyone she could handle the moment with sharp style and steady certainty. But Megyn Kelly and Greg Gutfeld weren't there to make the situation easy for her. Megyn swiftly challenged Gutfeld's reasoning as if repairing a storyline gone wrong, while Gutfeld pushed his viewpoint with fierce energy that felt like a rapid back-and-forth clash. In what seemed like a high-stakes strategy match, Jasmine arrived with bold spirit but ended up outmaneuvered right in front of the audience on live television.
That's what she does. She puts out this video of her acting in a certain way, and that's how she fundraises.
Mm-hmm. We actually did a bit of a deep dive on her after my old colleague from Fox News, Todd Starnes, posted something on X not long ago, Walter. He posted the following: Jasmine Crockett wants you to think she's from the hood, that she grew up on the streets. The exact opposite is true. She attended an exclusive day school where tuition is nearly $35,000 a year. She also attended Rhodes College, a private school where tuition is nearly $55,000 a year. She's cosplaying a gangsta. So we looked up her background. She was born in St. Louis. She's 43. Her dad was a Baptist pastor and a teacher. Her mother worked in a post office. She graduated from Mary Institute and St. Louis Country Day School, one of the most expensive private schools in the city. Indeed, the current tuition, $35,000.
Jasmine Crockett stepped into Congress almost like a character from a surprise TV spinoff no one expected, shifting between reality show drama and courtroom-style intensity. She treated C-SPAN as if it were a lively Capitol Hill stage, striking confident poses and firing back with quick remarks. Honestly, if leadership roles were awarded for energetic TikTok speeches and bold Twitter-style replies, she'd hold every top position at once. But real government doesn't run on dramatic one-liners or flashy reactions. It stands on steady work and real responsibility. All of that, however, seemed tucked away somewhere in her Instagram drafts.
Jasmine Crockett's got another hot take. No blacks and whites on a wedding cake. The Democrats' new chosen one, Jasmine Crockett, is in the news again for an old clip where she attacked Florida Rep Byron Donalds for marrying a white woman. Roll it, Bertha.
The fact that you sitting around talking about life was better under Jim Crow, is this because you don't understand history, or literally it's because you married a white woman and so you think that whitewashed you?
That's not very woke, is it?
Megyn Kelly and Greg Gutfeld soon stepped in, two strong media figures who didn't need fancy effects or special lighting to make their presence felt, and they weren't interested in polite exchanges. They came ready for a tough conversation, not a gentle chat. Jasmine Crockett, meanwhile, looked as if she had walked onto a high-pressure challenge show dressed for something completely different, totally mismatched with the moment. This wasn't a calm debate. It turned into a whirlwind of sharp comments and rapid arguments. In this quick, intense clash, there were no friendly signals or breaks, and Jasmine struggled to keep up, almost like someone arriving with a tiny bike to face off against giant race cars roaring around her.
Of leftist hypocrisy and cluelessness. Jasmine Crockett is a rising star amongst the far-left progressives in this country. She's a representative from Houston, Texas, of all places, which makes no sense because she seems to be far too left for Houston, but apparently not, because they elected her. It must be like, Orange County in California being like the one outlier in an otherwise uniformly state, like all red with the one blue, all blue with the one red. Okay, so Jasmine Crockett got up at a Los Angeles dinner this past Saturday, and it was hosted by, this is perfect, the human rights.
Greg Gutfeld didn't just show up out of nowhere. He arrived with the bold energy of someone who had turned sharp humor into his main tool and could quote the Constitution like it was a script he'd memorized. Every comment he made carried a mix of clever wit and pointed critique, all wrapped in jokes that felt a little too precise to be accidental. Then came Megyn Kelly, calm, sharp, and absolutely in control, like a principal stepping into a cafeteria food fight with nothing but a clipboard and a look that instantly quiets the room. Jasmine, meanwhile, came across like the kid who tossed mashed potatoes thinking it would be a funny moment everyone would soon forget, not realizing that every reaction and misstep was being captured in crisp 4K for the world to replay.
That was 3 years ago. The ones of her just sounding like a normal person talking. 3 years, not like that was 20 years, but then she moved to Mississippi for all that time. That was 3 years ago. She sounded like a totally normal person. It's only now she's got her accent and she's going to kick everybody's ass. It's such an affectation.
Crockett's whole style in politics leans heavily on flashy frustration, almost like trying to use sparkly decorations to make a complicated rule sound impressive. It's loud, shiny, and grabs attention for a moment, but underneath all that sparkle, there isn't much substance beyond a touch of irony. Her presence didn't center on solid plans or real solutions. It carried more of a costumed performance vibe than serious lawmaking. Even when she demanded her time back mid-sentence, it felt like she forgot that real government isn't built on dramatic pauses or internet-worthy moments. It depends on steady effort. And once the cameras eventually go quiet, no amount of intense staring can take the place of actual leadership.
You making any point there?
Like this makes me wish my mom made different father choices.
Greg didn't even need to raise his voice. With just a few calm, perfectly timed comments, Jasmine Crockett's entire argument seemed to fold faster than a cheap suit from a discount rack. Her talking points felt worn out and unhelpful, like old coupons that no longer work in real conversations. Each time she prepared what she clearly believed would be a dramatic finish, Greg barely reacted, not out of politeness, but because he seemed completely unfazed, as if he could solve a puzzle mid-speech and still have time to respond before she wrapped up. Then Megyn Kelly stepped in, bringing the kind of steady presence that instantly makes everything seem more organized. She arrived armed with timelines, facts, and the calm focus needed to break things down without ever raising her tone, while Jasmine acted as if she were auditioning for a schoolyard drama club in Congress. Megyn's approach was cool, careful, and surprisingly effective. She didn't need a debate timer or a podium. She simply reviewed Crockett's record the way a student studies a science project. Sadly for Jasmine, there wasn't much work to review. Her contributions looked more like a messy group assignment where she showed up late and added emojis to the slideshow, hoping that would count as effort.
This is funny. Jasmine Crockett sits on the Judiciary Committee, and about a month ago, Walter, I testified.
Yes, we saw this.
Yeah, and the hearings, the full committee hearings, are quite long. You can be there for over 4 hours. So, and they let the most junior members ask questions last. So I had to sit for quite a long time, and then at the very end, Jasmine Crockett, who I'd never heard before, suddenly started screaming at me and Michael Schellenberger. And when you're a witness in Congress, you have to pay attention to what everybody says, because you never know when you're going to be asked an actual question and allowed to, maybe even allowed to speak. But I could not understand what she was saying. She was moving from one thing to another, and she was doing all that code switching stuff with the y'alls and y'all eyeing on this.
Gutfeld confronted the situation directly, pointing out that Jasmine Crockett's approach to politics isn't driven only by policy. Much of her presence relies on carefully chosen frustration, snaps, eye rolls, and dramatic gestures made for attention rather than understanding. She isn't without skill, but whenever the camera light turns on and there's a chance for a trending moment, she leans toward spectacle. What she truly needs is a team to guide her, reminding her that Congress is meant for real discussion, not an improv stage filled with catchphrases. That became obvious when she delivered a grand statement about fighting for the people, hoping for applause or at least a dramatic pause. Gutfeld didn't bother responding. He simply smiled, letting the quiet show how empty her words sounded. Megyn remained steady as well, demonstrating the kind of calm that comes from years of covering elections, handling tough interviews, and dealing with more commentators than most people ever meet. Jasmine's fans might call her bold, but enthusiasm isn't the same as leadership, and loud reactions aren't the same as meaningful ideas. While Greg and Megyn modeled how to stay confident and informed, Jasmine's responses slipped into exaggerated drama that looked more like a noisy outburst than a thoughtful contribution.
And I've had about enough of her. She wants to be like a member of the squad. She thinks of herself like an AOC. She talks like, she's from the hood. Meanwhile, she grew up in a nice family. She didn't talk like this 3 years ago. 3 years ago, she sounded like you and I sound in this conversation. Like, I'm really excited to be going to Congress. I can't wait to get started on my new job. And now she's like, we need to smack him in the head.
We know that we work for the American people. And what we not gonna do is stand around while they pull this that they trying to pull right now.
Like, what? What do you, we have videotape. Why are you talking like that? No one believes this bullshit. And now she's graduated to acting like a thug. So congratulations, your term in the U.S. Congress is going really well.
That was a great impression.
She tossed out phrases as if scattering confetti at a New Year's party, hoping something would stick. But Jasmine Crockett wasn't celebrating a victory, and this certainly wasn't Times Square. In a heated political exchange, she became the one under pressure. Her main defense relied on dramatic eye rolls, while Megyn Kelly stayed calm and precise, pointing to laws, voting records, and topics Jasmine clearly hadn't reviewed since her last popular post. Her reactions were so exaggerated that it was surprising she didn't tire herself out on live TV. It felt less like a debate and more like a steady challenge. Greg and Megyn came prepared with facts and documentation, while Jasmine leaned mostly on attitude. The difference between how she believed she was performing and what actually happened was striking. She delivered bold declarations meant to sound powerful, trying to dress social media moments as real policy, but in practice, her approach rarely rose above quick online-style reactions. You'd expect she might pause, regroup, and maybe read through an actual bill or look at a civics guide. Instead, she pushed even harder, acting as though she'd discovered a set of game cards and believed the reverse card worked in Congress, eye roll, skip, draw 4, and hope no one noticed the weakness in her argument. But Greg and Megyn weren't playing around.
Do you share your boxcar with people of color?
I do.
Yeah.
My boxcar does not know race, does not know gender. It is a welcome space where only deodorant is not welcome. I like this Jasmine Crockett lady, right?
It's a great name, isn't it, for a villain?
Yeah.
And Crockett is the whitest last name you could ever have. I want to throw that out there.
Sonny Crockett, Miami Vice.
Yes?
It's like the whole thing is like, because I've seen her, she's very well spoken, and then she gets on certain programs and lets it. So maybe this whole thing is like a Netflix documentary, like a new spin on Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde.
The truth was clear. Gutfeld and Kelly weren't interested in Jasmine's style personally. They were focused on cutting through the influencer-style theatrics that often turn congressional sessions into attention-grabbing moments. Every glance could become a meme, every comment a headline, while Jasmine Crockett seemed more concerned with optics than outcomes. Instead of drafting meaningful legislation, she spent much of her energy perfecting camera-ready gestures. It's unusual to expect politicians to deliver results, but Gutfeld didn't hold back in pointing it out. By many measures, her approach resembled someone trying and failing to follow a guide to looking alert in public. Social media applause and retweets seemed more important than votes or real achievements, leaving little to show beyond theatrics wrapped in carefully staged indignation. Megyn Kelly, by contrast, cut through the performance with sharp precision, calm and effective amid the chaos. For Jasmine, building a personal brand often seemed more central than serving the public, prioritizing PR and attitude over substantive government work.
She is going to be the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
You are going to be so glad she popped up
around
on the scene.
That's going to make up for the White House Correspondents' Dinner. We're going to get a segment a day from.
Have you ever watched someone mistake attention for real impact? That's Jasmine Crockett in a nutshell. A walking bundle of sound bites, interpreting every question as an attack and every critique as a personal assault, delivering spectacle instead of substance. Her approach favors headlines over real solutions, putting her in the spotlight and creating news exactly the way she wants. Gutfeld, meanwhile, used his words efficiently, letting her theatrics reveal their weakness. Crockett's political style is like reheating a prepackaged meal and calling it a homemade feast. Fast, flashy, and noisy, but ultimately lacking real nourishment. Her arguments are built like fragile furniture, quick to assemble but likely to collapse under pressure. She follows the same routine every time: raise your voice, make a dramatic gesture, and point fingers at everything, even the air around her. Despite it all, she casts herself as a modern freedom fighter, like a historical hero with a glam filter and Wi-Fi, though history's heroes didn't take selfies while standing up for change. Megyn Kelly didn't need to go for dramatic blows. Jasmine's talking points faded away on their own, leaving little more than thin, empty words.
If you're gonna talk about Black history, at least know it. This is, at least know it, okay? But it goes back to, that was 45 seconds of some of the, like, Kamala, you good right now. That was some of the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. Here's the thing. This goes back to what we talked about earlier. They never have a solution. Just listen to your dumbass talk. You want to talk about agriculture? Why don't you fix the lottery? Why don't you make it easier for people who want to come into this country to work in agriculture and equitation?
When her arguments fell flat, Crockett relied on a piercing stare as if holding on to secret knowledge only she could access. Like a magic 8-ball stuck on try again later. Megyn Kelly and Greg Gutfeld weren't fooled. They recognized it as a stall tactic disguised as confidence. Her silence was so fragile that the critique didn't even require a formal rebuttal. It was a total collapse. Running out of steam mid-speech with no applause is a rare kind of public moment. And that's exactly what happened. This wasn't an isolated case. She treats Congress like an open mic night, convinced she'll be the center of attention. Her legislative style is essentially a masterclass in confidently being wrong. Gutfeld and Kelly provided the reset she didn't know she needed, reminding everyone that real voters expect results, not viral reactions. Yet Crockett's response will probably be another stream of emojis from the back seat of a Tesla, Starbucks in one hand, perplexed look in the other. The takedown itself was almost artistic. Gutfeld laid her out plainly, noting that performative outrage doesn't make one a politician. It makes her a reaction channel in a blazer. Kelly, with just a glance, went further, dissecting her political approach so sharply, it was like understanding a roast in Latin. It was a perfect example of intellect prevailing over theatrics. When Crockett needed a chess strategy, she had only a slap fight ready.